We are. The house, the white house with the pillars that's abandoned. Dave from the Crafted channel here on a little adventure, leaving work a little bit early. Going to, I got a telephone call today. I have an Airstream camper problem. My problem is I own two of them, and it's another hobby that I have, but me and my wife have it together. It's something we share together, so it's important to me. Although she may question that because I haven't spent much time working on it in a while. Well, there was a lady I talked to earlier this summer, and she acted like she had one she would sell really inexpensively. And most of these campers are the big 30-footers, and they're basically kind of worthless. This sounded like it might be a little smaller than that. And I just never could hook up with her to get out and look at it. It didn't seem that important at the time. Well, she called me today, probably 4 or 5 months since I last spoke to her. And she said that the camper, you know, I couldn't hook up with her because she lives in another city, kind of far away. And it just seemed like I was always gone on the weekend when she was around working on her property there. I think this is an estate. Well, she called me today and said that if I want to come get the camper, I can have it. Sent me a letter so that, you know, in case the police question why I'm on the property, you know, I have her written permission. And I guess the house has been possibly taken away by the county, or in the process of being taken away for a tax lien. And, you know, people have been in there. They've robbed an old junk Jeep out of the garage, and they've taken everything that was in storage in the Airstream out. And she just would hate to see some criminals get the Airstream and part it out for aluminum, I suppose. And so she called me and she said, well, I know you're interested in them, and you'll see to it that it gets to a good home. And it was her parents. They went all over the place in it many, many years ago. Now, I got more of the story, and the thing's been parked in the backyard for 30 years. So it sounds like a great deal, somebody giving you a free Airstream, but yeah, maybe not. So we'll go see. I have two other Airstreams, so I have wheels and tires. It's raining like a mother, so I'm going to have to, I don't know if I'll be able to get in and get this thing out, but my goal today is to just get over there and look at it and see if it can be pulled out. I'm sure the tires are all flat. Probably what I'll do is put my Airstream up on jacks and just take all the wheels that I have, figuring I'll have to change them in order to pull that one out of there. It's not very far from my house, so, you know, if it's got some towing issue, it won't be a big deal. I could get it all the way home at 20 miles an hour real easy. Hopefully I could just throw some air in the tires and move it out of there. I have no place to store this Airstream. It's probably, you know, got water damaged floors, and if it's a real big one, it's just not really worth repairing. My wife is emotionally invested in Airstream, and it might cause me a marital problem to cut one apart and sell it for the aluminum. But maybe it'll just be something I can tow out of there and put a good set of tires on and sell it to somebody that wants one to restore. And we're only personally interested in the smaller ones ourselves. If it is totally junk, our smaller Airstream has the wrong tongue on it. Someone has put a surge brake assembly on it, and that's just not proper for it. It doesn't need surge brakes, and it looks stupid on the nose of it. So I'm going to, I've been looking for, you know, an Airstream frame that somebody had made into a, you know, a flatbed trailer or something, so I could swap the, I don't know what you call it, the point of the tongue off, which you put over the ball. You know, figuring I could, you know, cut the correct one off and have a welder weld on some aftermarket repair part or something, so I could have the proper cast one for our little Airstream, which does have some value. It would be better if it's proper. So I haven't seen this thing yet, so I have no idea whether it's worthy to be used for parts or restorable or anything. Probably I'm just getting myself into a project that I'm going to be kicking myself for later. What am I going to do with this Airstream? But yeah, they're not too hard to get rid of under $1,000 because of the recycling value of all the aluminum. So I don't see how I can get hurt as long as it's possible to get it off the property. So we'll see. Here we are. The house, the white house with the pillars that's abandoned. That's what I was told on this road. And I'm gonna, I think it's 5880. She told me there was tracks in the yard where people had been in here stealing things and all that business. And I guess this Airstream's in the backyard. Vehicles back there in the woods. Shed. You know, when you have an abandoned house without nobody living in it, people just start consuming the thing. Kind of sad that it goes on.